Warning, this video contains foul language and an idiot ranting. Hey guys, so today is a rant day. Let me put you in context on what I'm ranting about today. So I was driving home, I think it was the day before yesterday, and I like to put on in the background some YouTube channels and bits and pieces that I love watching. Yeah. I love Paul from Milhouse Studios with his guitar building. Absolutely fucking brilliant.
Strap in, morons! It's not a Gibson video, don't worry. And it's not clickbait. This is a serious one.
But one of them I've been watching for a very long time, and probably one that most of you all out there have watched at least a couple of times, yeah, is the Andertons. And although, I gotta give it to them, guys, although there was a little bit of dodge time where the non-disclosure about the victory stuff, okay, where it was obviously fucking biased, and because they want to sell it, yeah, and that they are a shop. They're not necessarily like people like myself, other people that were just reviewing stuff, yeah. They want to sell stuff, yeah. But they've released now one on the new Epiphone Inspired by Gibson range. And it just made me, when I was watching it, I was listening to it, Freudian slip, on the way home in the car. It just made me go fuck at a few different points. And I thought, I know it's not very often I actually feel that I need this to go, I'm calling fucking bollocks there. I am calling fucking bollocks. And what I'm calling bollocks on is, there were a few little bits and pieces that they said. And where generally speaking, it's a really good channel. Yeah, but there were some points that on there which was bollocks. But there's also mainly I want to comment on the Epiphones, and just ask a couple of questions. I want to ask for your opinions, guys, on what you think of the old, even older, and new Epiphones in comparison then with Gibson. Alright? Because it's basically the same fucking company. I'm sorry, it's basically the same company. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on some footage now, and I'm going to just pause, make some comments, and we're going to watch together a couple of bits and pieces. Not all of it, because it's 38 minutes long. And it's going through the entire range, and there's a fucking lot of range in the range, yeah. But there was some stuff that they were saying more around the Les Pauls. Now, what you just heard, if I'm not sure if you are familiar with from my other videos, this is the Squealy Piggy. Yeah, this is my Gibson. Yeah, Gibson Les Paul. I fucking love this. I love this. I don't love it as much as my genuine Gibson Les Paul Classic, but I love this. I've upgraded the pickups in it. That's it, actually. That's all I've done, is upgrade the fucking pickups. So far, anyway. But yeah, it's pretty. To be fair, it's really pretty. Yeah. It makes me smile. And that's all I fucking care about, yeah? So what you heard about that on the tones, yeah, so when I play now, right, so I know I'm playing through a quad cortex, yeah, which is a fair bit of money's worth, yeah. But at the end of the day, this piece of wood and metal has just had the pickups, and the pickups cost me 30 odd quid. Bit of soldering time, job done. Okay, now I want you to compare this, the sound of this anyway, with these guitars that you're going to see. For a full disclaimer right at the start, these guitars you're going to be seeing in a second, that the guys from Anderton are going to be demoing, are fucking beautiful looking guitars. They probably play fucking amazing, yeah. So yeah, that end of story. They sound and they play probably fucking amazing. But there's some blurred lines coming when you look at this range now. And I just think Gibson / Epiphone, because it's the same fucking company really, you're starting to take the piss, alright, of their general customers. If I say to you like a bell curve, yeah, you've got the people who can't afford fuck all, absolute fuck all, who play guitar. Then you've got the rest of the people who are playing like Epiphones, lower end Gibsons, tributes, studios, yeah, up to your standards, stuff like that. Then you're coming down, and let's be fair, how many of us out there own a £4,500 guitar? Like the custom shops, the R9s and stuff like that. There's not that many. Not that many, but there's a hell of a lot fucking less than the rest of us. Alright? So I just wanted to keep some of this information in mind when I'm playing you back this video now, and just putting some comments on it and feedback. Alright? Okay. So this was what we've all been waiting for, the new Epiphone Inspired by Gibson custom guitars. All right. Okay, let's have a listen. Funky.
Welcome back to Andertons TV.
Okay, so I got off stage straight away, guys. I'll be saying we're watching this channel now, and Lee Anderton has just straight away come on fucking leaps and bounds over the years with his playing. Sometimes I would probably rather watch him playing than any of the other people who've had on there. I much prefer, well, I did. He's starting to grate on me a little bit now, but Peter Norrie, you gotta give it to him. Fucking brilliant guitar player. He's so in the pocket. Yeah. So start off with, guys, fair dues. Fucking love it. Yeah. And they're funny, to be fair. Majority of the time they are fucking funny. Alright. Okay.
Hey!
Oh, yeah.
That's a spicy little jam there, Mr. Pete.
Sorry. Yeah, it's good, man.
This is evolution / revolution of the Epiphone kind of range. In fact, to be honest with you, of the whole approach I think that Gibson are taking to the challenge now of just the fact that making guitars in America is just so much more expensive than it ever has been before. And this idea of £1,000 to £1,500 price point that I think we've all got used to over the last 15, 20 years, been
Bullshit! Bullshit fucking point number one. We've all got used to paying £1,000 to £1,500 for a guitar over the last couple of years. Bullshit. I'm sorry. Is he unaware of what kind of we've all been through and still going fucking through with the prices of everything gone up? Now, yeah, I want to ask you all out there, what's the fucking average price of a guitar that you guys probably go out and buy these days at the moment? Yeah? The average price, I would hazard to guess, is ranging from about 3 to about 700 quid. All right? Yes, there's lots of people out there who have got plenty of money and they're forking out 1,500 quid. No problems whatsoever. But I'm very much sure that most of you, like myself, collect guitars. Yeah? We just love guitars. Now, most of those guitars, I bet you, aren't over £1,000 to £1,500. They will be probably in the 3 to say £600 or £700 range. We may all have like maybe one or two round about between the £700 to £1,000, and maybe even, if we're lucky enough these days, one that's about say 1,500 quid. Yeah, but most of us don't even have that. So, bullshit point number one.
Being able to get that sort of entry-level American kind of product in.
We were talking about that.
Now, there are a lot of companies that make American guitars that aren't £1,000 to £1,500. Just saying.
Les Paul Studio or Fender American Strat, whatever like that. It's just so hard now for brands like Gibson and Fender and Paul Reed Smith and stuff to make guitars in America to hit those price points. The only way they can do it is to shave so much off the product that you...
Okay, so he's making the point that it's... Oh my God, it's so hard for the American companies to make a guitar less than £1,000. £1,500. It's so hard for them these days. Okay? Is it?
You end up going, I'm not sure it's a very nice guitar anymore. So I am loving Gibson have just finally, they've just embraced it, haven't they? They've just gone, let's make a kick-ass Epiphone guitar.
For you Americans.
Gibson have gone and made a kick-ass Epiphone guitar, not Epiphone. Gibson have done it. It's like you're saying, Gibson and Epiphone are generally the same fucking company.
It's out there.
Kick ass!
Kick ass!
Epiphone guitar, and unashamedly hit that price point. And we've seen glimpses of this in the past with the stuff that they were doing on some of those sort of VOS 59 Les Pauls.
Right.
That maybe, I think I might even be going back to that last NAMM show before COVID.
They're pushing the boat out, they're pushing it a bit further.
All right, okay. Now, I'm not going to go over every single fucking word they say in this. I'm going to scoot on a little bit here to a couple of points. But what they're essentially saying, that this guitar, Gibson have gone, right, we're going to make the fucking best of the best that Epiphone can make. It's the same company. Okay? Now, let's look for the starters now, People, since the year fucking, I don't know, I would say 80s, maybe late 70s, 80s or something like that, or well, whatever, when the Epiphone was kind of getting big, rock and metal and stuff like that getting big, they've been calling out, Epiphone, we hate the fucking shape of the headstock. Please put the same as a Gibson. So they've done it. Now, are you telling me that shape on that headstock is more expensive to make than the old Epiphone one? Bullshit number two. Yeah? It's not. Fuck off. It's just a different shape. It's not more expensive. So why have they been waiting until now to do this? Okay.
This is finally every single element of this
That you asked for.
Well, we all...
Did you ask for this?
Nope.
all did.
Are you? Did you remember?
Yeah.
You said,
Well, we all did, apparently.
why don't you do that? And why don't you do this? And they're doing it, man. You know.
So to get the detailed specs on all these guitars, links below, hit the website. You can find out all the different woods and the scale lengths and all that kind of stuff. But pretty much everything I'm going to tell you applies to all these guitars.
Hang on a second. I don't remember going to Epiphone and going, oh, please, Epiphone, will you make a top of the fucking range Epiphone guitar? Because I'm sure that I've heard a million times over the last 18 years that the guitars that Epiphone were putting out were fucking amazing already. Oh. Is it that new and improved Daz? In the UK, there's a washing powder called Daz. Throughout my lifetime, I've probably heard about 50 million different versions of Daz. And every single time, like every once a year or something like that, you would have new and improved Daz.
New Daz Ultra, the most powerful Daz ever.
Luke here, we call Pukey Lukey. After his dinner, his bibs looked like a battlefield.
Now, did it make the old Daz shit? No. Because 6 months beforehand, that was a new fucking amazing improved Daz. New and improved Epiphone. Now, there was nothing wrong with the other Epiphones. The only difference being really was that, okay, that they've changed the headstock. Nice, but not game changing. Okay. All in fact that they've probably done when doing that is blurred the line between Gibson and Epiphone. Okay. So let's have a look at the specs of this guitar, yeah?
So we're now going, this is a collaboration between the Gibson Custom Shop and Epiphone. So that's a first. Proper Gibson.
Where are Gibson Custom Shop? In America, yeah? Sure? Okay, right.
Headstock. None of this like, oh, let's use a slightly longer Epiphone
And on the
thingy.
back here it says, please like and subscribe because we're very close to 1 million subscribers and you can win a Epiphone. Anyway, whatever.
We've got now rosewood fretboards. None of that.
No Laurel.
Laurel or Hardy. We've got Gibson
I'm pretty hardy
USA
right now, though, after playing
custom
these guitars.
buckers on these, and we'll go through what's on the Firebird in a minute.
Right. Now, I did some looking up last night of prices. Okay? Gibson custom bucker sets. These are the pickups that on the write-up for this Inspired by Gibson, yeah, are installed in that guitar. Yeah. Here's the, hang on, let me get the right one up. Here's the guitars they're looking at. So, yeah, Gibson custom buckers. Gibson custom buckers. £519 for a pair of Epiphone installed pickups. But they're Gibson custom buckers. So you're talking, now to start off with, yeah, all these guitars are £1,200. The old ones, yeah, Epiphone Les Paul standards 50s, all right, standard 50s, and some of these new inspired by £1,200 guitars are 50s. 58, 59, 60, 57, 60. I think it's not a 58, sorry. I think it's a 57 gold top. Yeah, we got there. 57 gold top, 59 like the sunburst and stuff like that. Yeah, tobacco burst. And then you've got a 60. Now, the old ones, yeah, they were made in China. Yeah, okay, so, okay. You're paying for premium with American. Not entirely sure. Sorry, I don't mean to piss off any of you from America watching, if any of you do. But okay, yeah, let's just say that the Americans make better guitars, all right? You're talking £599 for a really nice Epiphone Les Paul 50s. Yep. Washed cherry sunburst, so another cherry sunburst, really nice cherry sunburst. Yeah. With it's not a nitrocellulose. Yeah, it's the poly lacquer on them. You can basically buy 2 of them for the same price as these new Epiphone Inspired by Gibson ones. Now, the pickups that are based on Epiphone Les Pauls, up until I think, I'm not entirely sure, but don't quote me on this, I think they started bringing out the new earlier versions of the Inspired by Gibsons. So, and I think it was about 2018, 2017, 2018, where Epiphone decided they were going to up their game. Yeah? And they were going to do the Inspired by Gibson range. These are also called the Inspired by Gibson range, but they're double the fucking price. Yeah? So the pickups if you buy a brand new Epiphone Les Paul 50s these days, yeah, they are installed with the Epiphone Pro Buckers. Now, if you've ever played the old Epiphones, they're humbuckers compared to the ones that are in the new ones now, which are 600 quid, yeah, they are phenomenal. They're night and day. I've owned so many fucking Epiphone Les Pauls over the years, and they've all been, they were okay, they were nice, they were okay, but the pickups just spoiled them. One of the first things that everyone fucking did with those guitars was just take the fucking pickups up and stick it like Seymour Duncan's in, or DiMaggio's or whatever, because they were just, ugh. But the new pickups are really, really good. So are those Gibson custom buckers that are in the new Inspired by Gibson? Are we going to just go on forever? Inspired by, really, really inspired by, and fucking truly inspired by Gibson ones. So are those pickups going to be... I mean, let's have a quick look. Yeah? Epiphone Pro Buckers. One set of Pro Bucker Alnicos. No, I'm not sure if they're exactly the same. It says Pro Buckers. On the... This is the 599. Pro Buckers. No, can't be. They're 50 quid. That's on eBay, yeah? But, okay. Let's have a look at how much they are from a reputable place. Not saying that Epiphone is. Pro Buckers. Let's have a quick look. Epiphone pickup set from Epiphone. Yeah? 175 quid. Okay. That's a fucking big change in them, but yeah. 145. Only 100 quid difference you can get from eBay. But anyway, £145. Let's just say £145 compared to £519. Now, what make of guitar is this? This is an Epiphone. Okay, but these are Gibson custom buckers. So have any of you now gone out and bought a really nice Epiphone? Yeah? And you've played it for a while, but it's time to move on now. Unfortunately, it's time to move on. So you advertise it, and you find that it's dropped to probably half the fucking price than you paid for it. What's saying that that's not going to happen? It may not. But what is saying that that's not going to happen to the new inspired by, the new ones? That you're going to pay £1,200 for, when you could also buy a £600 one. Can you start to see kind of point I'm getting at here? Yeah? Okay. Let's go back a second.
But like essentially sort of the mini humbucker versions of those. Obviously we've got all of the right woods that you would expect to have on any good Gibson guitar, so lots of nice mahoganies and maples and things like that. All the electronics
like Germany.
Yeah.
Like that.
All the same electronics that you'd find on USA models, so
The Bumblebee.
orange drop caps and all that kind of stuff. And what I'm really loving, which I've not seen before.
How much is that? Like CTS pots and Bumblebee caps? They must be like 100 quid a piece. Must they? No, they can't be cheap.
Normally on Epiphone guitars, you'd either get that very high gloss kind of typical polyurethane kind of slightly sticky finish that it's.
You've never mentioned that before. You've never mentioned on all the different interviews that reviews that I've seen on when you have been doing reviews on Epiphone Les Pauls. You've never said they were sticky.
You'd find that on most Asian-made guitars like that.
Right.
Predecessor models to the.
On most Asian-made ones, yeah. So these must be different.
They were describing it as their kind of VOS style finish, almost overly satin finish. It was a very flat satin looking finish. Now we've got this kind of, again, it's not a nitro finish. I think you've got.
So it's still not a nitro finish. It's a new poly finish. Oh, okay, so it must be worth it. It must be worth the double the price of the old one.
To accept you're not going to get nitro on mass-produced guitars at this kind of price point.
But what you are going to get is really cool cases. They're super cool cases. We'll put them on screen now.
I'd love to see one.
But yeah,
so and I'm really interested in your opinion, Mr. Pete, because this finish it seems to me to have overcome the sort of the slightly sticky artificial vibe of a full, thick, gloopy polyurethane finish.
Which is on the old one, which you've never mentioned about before. Right, okay.
It's still got some gloss.
It feels real. Do you know what I mean? And it doesn't feel like it's the satin thing that we're going for before.
Where do you want to start then? in terms
whatever,
of
man. I mean.
Okay, so I want to move on a little bit to this, to another point. So I'm going to bypass the 1957. Okay. In fairness, like I said right at the start of this, they look and they sound fucking amazing. But they are also going through a Victory amp, which is probably in a range of about £1,500, £1,600. Okay? So just keep that in mind as well. They're not going through a fucking katana here. Right? Before you answer, we're thinking, why is he saying that? This is £250. Going through a £1,600 on a £1,600 quad cortex patch. So obviously it really counts on the guitar, doesn't it? doesn't it?
Flame tops on them, which I guess is what they're most known for, but also
Yeah.
perhaps a slightly thinner neck, which perhaps a lot of players. Do you
Yeah.
know what? You can feel that. That 57 is a little chunkier than the neck on that 59.
Once you got 59, you'll never go.
And there are two colours
back.
in the 59. So the 59 is
speak
in
for yourself,
deep
man.
cherry sunburst and
They look rather familiar. They do look rather familiar. Nice guitar. Oh, okay, it's a cherry sunburst. Yeah, okay. It's a bit prettier flame top.
washed bourbon burst. And then the 60 is in
This was the
iced
nicest-
tea burst and washed cherry burst. So that's got to be iced tea. I
Iced tea.
reckon.
And this is the 60s, you can see, because it's
Yeah.
got the silver top hats
And
on
that
there.
also is two different colours. In fact,
Yeah.
play the two of those back to back.
Back to back.
So that we can go, is there any other difference really?
You know, Back to Back
have
was
they
a
got-
Danish band.
Was it?
Yeah, they called Back to Back.
Were they an AC/DC covers band?
No,
were they?
Okay, so for those of you who are not aware, the 57, the 59, and the 60, the main difference in them really was the profile, the neck profile. So the thickness, the depth, yeah? That's the main difference in them. That's just mainly through watching Paul Milhouse, or Milhouse. It's just a jig setting, yeah? It's not going to cost them anymore. So, fair enough, yeah. The difference in variants. It's nice. It's nice you got some different choices in the different sizes of the necks, because not everyone is comfortable with playing. Well, like I said, I'm getting rid of that Ibanez because the neck is just too small for me. I prefer a chunkier neck. Yeah. So okay, fair enough.
They play like pop music.
Fair enough.
Like a couple of young kids. Anyway, let's play these two back to back. Oh. I'm going to play what Lee plays. E minor, D with F sharp, and...
Okay. That's £1,200, yeah? Alright? So let me put this on a clean patch. It didn't sound too bad for £250. But I'm not comparing this and saying, I'm not. Before we have fucking millions of comments saying you can't compare a £1,200 with a £250 Gibson, which is morally wrong. No, I'm not. But I'm just saying that doesn't sound too bad for £250. And I'm damn sure the fucking £600 Epiphone sounds really, really nice with that rig. Does that sound double? Okay.
That's a low end in that, isn't it? For the money, man. These are really difficult to beat for the money, to be honest, now, when they look like this and they got that. This is not...
They're not really fucking difficult to beat, because if you spend fucking half the price, you get just about the fucking same guitar.
satin, because the 59s and the other ones that we did, we've got one over here somewhere. This is...
From the same fucking company.
This
Do you know I'm going to say this as well? And I think Fender eliminated the competition of, like, there was a lot of people going back 10, 20 years making Strat and Tele copies. And I kind of think Fender just went, you know what, we're going to own that by making the best. If you want a Strat or a Tele, we're just going to make the best one.
Yeah.
All through the range, Squire, Mexico, whatever.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel with Epiphone, and you guys will know there's other brands that obviously make Gibson style guitars.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel this is Epiphone's moment of going, no, we're just going to be the best Les Paul copy. I don't want to.
They fucking should be.
I don't want to
should be.
throw shade on those other brands, but you'll know what I'm talking about.
But you
should
get
be.
also you get a Fender Strat, right? And then you get a Squire Strat, and it's got It has got the same headstock, it's got the same body shape, it's got the same pickup configuration, but it says Squire on the headstock.
Yeah.
And that's the same with this, and that's what you and Rob said in videos the last 10 years.
No, it's not. It's not the same with that. Because that Epiphone, which is not going to hold the value, is almost the same fucking price as a USA Strat, which is the top end. That is still a fucking Epiphone. And no matter how much bollocks you throw at it, and they've thrown a lot of bollocks at it, yeah, it is still a fucking Epiphone. Now, I was perusing over on Facebook yesterday. I think it's probably been snapped up by now. Is it? I saw a... Where's it gone? I mean, we're looking at Gibson Les Pauls here now, yeah? Where's it gone? Hang on. It's gone. I think it is gone. So yesterday, I saw a Gibson Les Paul Classic for a genuine Gibson Les Paul Classic for £1,050. It's gone already. That guitar that's next to me here. Hang on a second. My weighty peachy. This is a Gibson Les Paul Classic, a genuine Gibson Les Paul Classic. This cost me $18.99, brand new. This is a 2020. It's the love of my life, apart from my missus. It's pretty, isn't it? This cost me $18.99. Now, oh God, let me up. That you can pick up, if you're lucky, for less than an Epiphone. Oh. Yeah. Okay.
You're gone, why don't you just make a Gibson headstock and put Epiphone on it?
Yeah. Do you know what the next thing is? Why don't you even just put Gibson on it? Be like PRS SE, it'd just be Gibson. And
SE.
then underneath where it says Les Paul, it'll just say, you know, SE or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Now that is a talking point. Why don't you just get fucking rid of Epiphone, or just have Epiphones much like they were saying about earlier with Squire and Fender. Until very, very recently, you had Squires from the very cheap starter guitars, fucking brilliant. See that tobacco sunbursty, that the sunbursty Strat in the back of there, that's a Squire Affinity. That's still one of my favourite guitars. All right. So you had that up to, say, Classic Vibes. Classic Vibes are fucking so good. So good for the money. So good guitars, full stop. They are fucking brilliant. Okay, then you had the Mexican stuff, was around about 700 quid. Then you had the USA stuff, 12, 13, 1400 quid and custom shop. Yeah. But there were clear, defined differences. Yeah. You started off with a Squire, you went to a Mexican, and then after a little time then, if you were lucky, you went up to a USA Strat. Yeah. But you knew where you were. Epiphone have now essentially put out a deluxe version of the one that they are doing for £600 at £1,200 fucking pounds. When on Facebook, right? On Facebook you can pick up. Let's go back to Facebook. And let's look at some of the guitars on offer here. Yeah. It's a 2008. Yeah, it's almost like a greenie. Don't get me fucking started on greenie. Oh my god, the most over fucking hyped guitar in the entire fucking world. A battered guitar that they're charging nearly double the fucking price is because some cunt, some bellend turned the fucking pickup the wrong way round. That's all they did. They mounted the fucking pickup the wrong way round. Oh my god. Oh! Anyway, £1,600. That's only £400 more than that Epiphone. That will stay at between £1,400, £1,600 forever. It may even start going up in price then. Yep, let's have a look at another one. Okay, you got a 50s in 2003. That's probably a brand spanking new one. The brand spanking new price for a Gibson Les Paul Standard is £2,200. It's a lot of fucking money, mind. Yeah, but it's a lot of guitar. Okay, let's have a look what else we got here. Les Paul Standard 1750. The lovely SG there for £1,200. 2021 Les Paul 50s Standard. Let's have a look at this. Nice flame top on that. That's lovely. Yeah, 2021, relatively new. £300 more, just £300 more than the fucking Epiphones. But the Epiphones will drop dramatically, whereas that thing will hold its price. It's just ridiculous now. Epiphone are starting to take the fucking piss. Gibson are starting to take the piss out of us. Right. Do you want the one thing? Because I was thinking, they must be made in America. So the Epiphone's custom shop in America, working alongside the Gibson's custom shop. Yeah. Do you know where they're made? China. The same fucking place as the other Epiphones. In China. So, let's just kind of summarise, right? You've got a £1,200 guitar, double the price of the next model down, for a polyurethane finish, almost like an improved polyurethane finish. It's a little bit more of a flame top on it, but the old ones as well were a really nice tops on some of those Epiphones. You can get some really nice flame tops. It's got the different pickups, which are apparently 4 or 5 times the price of the ones in the original £500 guitars. And I just want to ask a question as well around that, the Gibson custom buckers. Just because you put Gibson custom bucker, does that instantly make that pickup worth 5 times of the other one? It's made of the same kind of materials. Are they vintage antiquity kind of ones or something like that? They've been aged over and nursed by someone's nan, and just in a smoky jazz basement in fucking Harlem. No, it's not. They're just a fucking pickup. But just because you put the name Gibson Custom Bucker on it, that then apparently makes it 5 times the fucking price. And actually, 5 times the price, which then equates to fucking £500 of a £1,200 guitar. So the rest of it is 700 quid's worth, is it? Oh, I think I'll take the fucking £600 one. Oh my God. So I'm just asking, guys. He goes on. Watch the rest of the video. It goes on. I'm just right from the top of this video. I've got all the respect for the guys at Andertons. I've dealt with them a lot. I've had good and bad experiences with them. I actually went up to the shop once to buy a guitar and was completely fucking ignored. But these videos are really, really good. They're really informative. They got a really good sound. The two guys are genuine guys, to be fair. Apart from Victory. And yeah, they're really informative. They're like the kind of they're the standard to online guitar reviews and stuff like that, even though they're actually selling them. So they've got a vested interest. But yeah, they're great guitars. They're good guys. At the end of the day, to be fair, I've chatted online with Lee a couple of times, and he's been really, really helpful. In fairness. But yeah, so watch this video. What he essentially does.
Right, I think that looks superb. Sorry, Keith.
Yeah, sorry.
Does it sound or feel different?
It's got a slightly thinner neck, which you would expect from a 60s. I prefer the 59, I prefer 58, whatever.
The famous 60 is Eric Clapton's Beano Les Paul, isn't it? That was a 1960.
That sounded really nice.
If there's any difference between these when I just go those 3 chords.
Pokier.
There's a remarkable difference, isn't it?
That's much pokier.
Yeah.
And let's try that one, just really quick, because this is what I didn't expect from the 57.
Yeah.
But I remembered from my gold top back in the day that this is much more pokey. Let's see if it's true. Maybe not, maybe not, maybe not. I've tuned it, of course, but they're quite heavy, these, aren't they?
As they should be.
As they should.
Weight relief is like wimps.
Yeah.
And people with back problems like me.
See, that's thicker.
Yeah, but that's...
They're the same fucking pickups. They are the same pickups in all of those Les Pauls he's just played. Exactly the same pickups. They sounded completely fucking different. To me, they did. I'm sorry. There's that much variance in them. So, when you're paying for a 57, a 59 and a 60... How do you know that you're getting, when you're paying £1,200, the top of the line? Surely this should be, they should be sounding different, but they're exactly the same fucking guitar, pickups. So what? I'm just confused. I am confused. I'll probably explain to me. How can the exact same pickups sound completely different? Is the quality checking on them that different? Or are they actually wound although they're the same model, they're wound completely different for each of the different model guitars? The 57, the 59 and the 60. Don't know. It just says on the side, Gibson custom buckers. Oh my God. I'm sorry, Epiphone, but I'm going to call bullshit. Bollocks, bullshit. It's just, sorry, it's just blurring the lines. £1,200. You're starting to take the fucking piss. Anyway, that's enough bollocks from me. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Yeah? I feel whether you agree with me, don't disagree with me. It's my own opinion. I can give a flying fuck. But it's interesting to see what your take on it is. Do you agree with there being the double the price to a normal Epiphone Les Paul to a £1,200 Les Paul, which you can pay sometimes only like another £100 or something like that, where you can get an actual Gibson Les Paul, which will hold its price. Anyway, nice one, guys. It's me, over and out, and I'll be catching you very soon. Yeah, guys.